Tuesday night, we showed you highlights of first heat action, and in the junior motorcycle category, Gareth Swanepoel went on to win overall for the day. Bux Carolyn won the second heat and the main event in the super special category, beating Logleath Jackie Hubert, while Joe Smith couldn't repeat his good performance in the first heat. Evan Hutchison had a field day in the super quad category, winning all three of the day's races and extending his championship lead. Alfie Cox won the first and the second heat in the 200cc motorcycle category and gave the youngsters a real run for their money. In super trucks, Paulo Piazzamusso sorted out his problems with the circuit and won the second heat, while Arthur Harkes still suffered from fuel starvation problems. After round one of Total Super Series at AA Kyalami in February, Ryan Hunt was leading the open motorcycle category, but it's early days and any of the top six could overtake him. Ryan leading the championship, it's you and Gary again today, it seems.
Yeah, we both, he's a couple of points behind me, and this is our second event now. So it's going to be a close race, I think, today.
What's our conditions like out there?
Conditions aren't too bad. It's been a bit muddy in practice so far. I think if the sunshine holds out today, it's going to be a good day, and maybe even see some dust in the afternoon.
The first two heats were won by Gary Peterson, and he was determined to make it a clean sweep after the main event. And yes, once again, it's Peterson shooting to the lead as they go through the bowl for the first time. Peterson is on a Team Brasco FMF Racing Kawasaki 250, and his aggressive riding style stood him in good stead as the field streamed through the first corners. Ace Peterson with Ian Topless on his Elna Fox Kawasaki in hot pursuit. Glenn Tantum on a Honda is well placed, and some riders really stretch it to the limits. Motocross champion Ian Topless only finished 5th in the first heat and 3rd in the second, so now he was determined to win the main event. Glenn Tantum was still 3rd, Alan Julian 4th, and Alfie Cox on number 500 5th. Things were still very hectic in the battle for 3rd, with Tantum under pressure from Alan Julian. Alfie Cox was waiting to cash in on any development ahead of him. Oh, and Alan Julian is treading a very fine line there. Oh, that was very close. Cox cashes in, and Peter Wrigglesworth also moves past. That's Wrigglesworth in 4th, Julian in 5th, and Cox in 6th. But still, Peterson leads with Ian Topless close behind. They've now pulled a gap on the rest of the field, and it's going to be fought out between the former and current motocross champions. Back to the battle for 3rd, and there's Peter Wrigglesworth on his gentle touch auto-body Suzuki, just diving through on the inside of Alan Julian's Shell Racing Honda. Just behind them, it's still Glenn Tantum in a titanic battle with Alfie Cox.
In second, it is the Elna Fox Kawasaki. In 3rd place is the Suzuki Alpha.
Wrigglesworth hasn't had a good day, only finishing 14th in the first heat and not completing heat 2, but now he was handily placed to challenge for top points. Alfie Cox wasn't content with 6th position and was placing maximum pressure on Tantum. Greg Aspinall is in 8th. On the 6th lap, and still Gary Peterson had everything under control. He was demonstrating tremendous riding skills as he pursued his 3rd win in a row. Ian Topless could only hope for the unlikely that Peterson would make a mistake.
Peterson still holding that gap over his younger protege.
The back markers could possibly force Peterson into a mistake, which was highly unlikely. Topless grimly held on. From the famous Peterson bike racing family, Gary showed just how much natural riding talent he possessed, and the opposition had no answer.
He's not the Burger King, he's not the Flims anymore.
Further back, Peter Wrigglesworth had dropped to 4th behind Alan Julian and had Alfie Cox to worry about. Meanwhile, Gary Peterson was still cutting through the back markers like a hot knife through butter. Ian Topless was still hoping, down in 2nd position, while Alan Julian and Peter Wrigglesworth were still scrapping for 3rd. Cox comes through in 5th, with Glenn Tantum down to 6th. Gary Peterson was now well on his way to his 3rd victory of the day, with Ian Topless in 2nd position having the best ride of his day. Backmarkers must have been overawed at the speed and ability of the leaders. It still wasn't clear which of Alan Julian or Peter Wrigglesworth was going to finish third. But nobody could touch Gary Peterson, who made it 3 in a row for the day and went to the top of the points ladder after round 2 of the championship. Julian prevailed over Wrigglesworth in the battle for third. Gary, taking the lead in the championship now, you must be satisfied?
Yes, Hendrik, it's a long year. Anything can happen. 3 hits, like you had 2 hits at Kyalami, it's a bit unfair, you know, because like if you mess up in 1 hit, you can always make back with 2 hits to go, you know. With 2 hits, you mess up in the first hit or the second hit and your points are destroyed, you know. And I'm happy. I mean, I had to work hard there, and it's very cold here today, even on the bike. I mean, you can't believe your muscles are very tight and everything. And I saw Toppy was catching me there, but you know, he got closer. I rode harder, pulled away. Very happy.
Now to the pro quad category, where Christo van der Merwe emerged as a serious threat to current champion Wikus van Deventer after the AA Kyalami event. Jacques Struwig is also a rider to watch out for.
Christo, voor die kampioenskap op die oomblik 'n goeie begin vir die seisoen?
Ja, ons is op hierdie stadium baie gelukkig. Jammer van Waberspan, daar sulke dinge gebeur, maar vandag is die super series natuurlik en daar loop ons voor. So vandag gaan ons dit maar weer voluit gaan. Die baan is eintlik baie mooi. Die modder is 'n groot probleem vir almal, veral vir ons waterverkoelde masjiene. Ons sal dit maar skoon hou en ek dink dit gaan 'n harde reis wees, ja.
Heat 1 was won with the narrowest of margins by Wikus van Deventer over Jacques Struwig, and as Heat 2 got underway, the reigning champion again took the lead on his Jojo Tanks Honda 330. It's closely followed by Christo van der Merwe on the Johannesburg Yamaha Banshee and Jacques Struwig on his Suzuki. The deep mud from the previous night's rain caught out 1 or 2 riders. But no such problems for Wikus van Deventer, who switched to Honda this season. Christo van der Merwe was determined to do better than his 3rd position in Heat 1 and was keeping in touch with van Deventer. Van Deventer, van der Merwe and Struwig were already pulling away from the rest of the field as their superior skills and machinery started to show. Van Deventer has virtually made this category of off-road racing his own over the last few years, but this year some serious pretenders to his throne have emerged, and it was clear that he had some concern. His win in the previous heat was his first for the year, and he was keen to stamp his authority on the championship again. Now Jacques Struwig was beginning to make his move on Christo van der Merwe. But that little mishap would have cost him some time, and he will have to do it all over again. Van Deventer would be happy if the other two kept themselves busy so that he could pull away. Van Deventer complained about a lack of fitness after the first heat, and to see him work on that machine of his, it is no wonder. With Van Deventer pulling a gap, the interest was now in the battle for 2nd position, as Struwig was again challenging van der Merwe. Struwig had to suss out any weakness in van der Merwe's armour, and around the right-hander into the final straight, van der Merwe goes much wider than Struwig. Struwig tucked his machine on a very tight line, and it was neck and neck as they crested the tabletop.
There we go.
But van der Merwe had a better slingshot out of the corner and held onto his 2nd position as they approached the starting area. Van der Merwe had the inside line for the left-hander into the bowl, but Struwig kept the throttle wide open and went around him on the outside. That was brave. Former rally champion Hannes Grobler made his debut in quad racing and was lying in 10th position. Wikus van Deventer was still leading, but now he had the man who gave him so much trouble in the first heat bearing down on him. Jacques Struwig missed out on a win by a hair's breadth, and he was saying to himself, "Not this time, pal." Struwig held his line through the final corner, but van Deventer misjudged his entry speed and went wide, handing the lead to a surprised but very grateful Struwig. Struwig was flying the Australian flag after a bet with a friend of his, and he knew that now he would have a battle royale on his hands. Van Deventer doesn't take defeat lying down, and he would take back his first place any way he could. Struwig was defending just as hard as van Deventer outbraked himself into the tight right-hander. That allowed Struwig some breathing space as he pulled away from van Deventer, who surely felt that he could kick himself. But he didn't have a lot of time to think because Christo van der Merwe was rapidly arriving on the scene. Struwig steadily pulled away while Van der Merwe couldn't get past Van Deventer, so in the end Struwig took his first win of the season ahead of the reigning champion Van Deventer and the man who dominated the first round of the championship, Christo Van der Merwe.
Look behind him because guaranteed any man.
Jacques, dat is baie naby die eerste keer en nou loop jy sommer weg van hulle af.
Ja, is die tweede keer dat ek met my nuwe fiets ry. We gaan nou gewoon trek, al die probleme is uitgesorteer. Ons hoop net gaan goed verder.
Toe Wieke as jy die oomblik gehad het net voordat julle in die hoofbouwvak afgegaan, dink jy dit was jou kans geweest of sou jou in elk geval gevang het?
Ek weet nie, dit sou ons moes uitvind, maar ek glo ek's 'n bietjie fikser as hy en dis wat my voordeel het.